Hey, bar girl, let's go.
Hey, Greenwood. Anyone ever tell you that your ass is a wonderland?
Hey, I told you not to let him tie me!
You would apologize to the lady.
I'm sorry.
The story opens with John Brickner, recently released from prison after serving 4 years for a murder charge that had originally carried a 7-year sentence. After his release, John is determined to make amends and build a new life. Seeking a fresh start, he moves to Seattle and takes a construction job. One night, on his way to a bar, he sees 3 men harassing a waitress named Frankie.
Hey, Greenwood. Anyone ever tell you that your ass is a wonderland?
John steps in, grabs one of the harassers, and forces him to apologize to Frankie.
You would apologize to the lady.
I'm sorry.
Intimidated by John's strength, the men flee. Witnessing the event, the bar owner offers John a job as a security guard. He accepts, juggling construction work by day and bar security by night. The next day, John begins his job as a bar security guard. When 2 drunk patrons cause trouble, he steps in and forces them out. Watching from afar, Frankie's boyfriend, Reno Paul Saint, is impressed. Impressed by John's abilities, Reno suggests a different job opportunity.
Hey, I saw what you did there. These. It's great. It's fantastic. You should call me. Maybe you and I can make some money. Maybe we can make some real money.
John politely declines Reno's offer, already juggling 2 jobs. One day after work, he is approached by Veronica, the widow of the man he had killed.
John Brickner.
She was the one who petitioned for his early release, but it came with a price. She demands he raise $250,000 to pay for her daughter's life-saving heart surgery.
Yeah, John, got your letters. But make no mistake, if it wasn't for you, my husband would still be alive. And if it wasn't for me, you'd still be behind bars.
Thank you.
Don't. I didn't do it out of the goodness of my heart. My daughter, Sarah, is 8 years old. And she probably won't make it to 9 because she needs a heart transplant.
I'm truly sorry.
I don't want your sympathy, John. You are going to save my baby's life.
How?
You're going to get her that operation. It costs $250,000, and that is money I don't have.
Determined to make amends, John decides to help Veronica. But after checking his savings, he realizes he is far from the amount needed. Desperate, he turns to Frankie.
Hey, can I ask you a question? That guy that offered me the job the other night, you know him?
Yeah, Reno.
You know where I can find him?
Frankie? Looking for me?
Were you serious about that job? So what is it?
Come on, I'll show you.
Reno brings John to a hidden, crowded building. Inside is a roaring underground fight.
This fighter's name's Timmons. He represents the holy grail of underground fighting. His manager is this guy named Sharp. He's a friend of mine.
And all I gotta do is whip that guy down there. Oh, thanks.
What? What, are you afraid of that guy?
Not interested.
Look, you know how much money you can make beating that guy down there?
Not enough.
Under the right management, Frankie, tell him how much.
6 figures, easy. One fight.
Though tempted by the prize money, John, still on parole, firmly refuses despite Reno's pressure. The next day, he goes to Veronica's house to apologize for not being able to help. Hearing John's apology, Veronica reminds him of the promise he made in prison to do anything to atone for his crime. Her raised voice draws the attention of her sickly daughter, Sarah, who weakly emerges from her room. One look at Sarah's fragile state fills John with sorrow and guilt. Overwhelmed, he gives his word that he will do whatever it takes to raise the money for her treatment. The next morning at the construction site, John is unexpectedly fired over a minor mistake, but soon after, his boss collapses from a heart attack. Acting quickly, John performs first aid and saves his life. That night, curious and conflicted, John returns to the arena. He finds Reno and Frankie watching a brutal match that ends with Reno's fighter severely injured and rushed off for emergency treatment. After the doctor rules Reno's fighter unfit to compete in the next round, John steps up and volunteers to take the injured fighter's place. Just before the match begins, Mr. Wolf arrives, demanding repayment from Reno. Reno assures him the debt will be settled after the fight. Once the match starts, John and his opponent trade powerful blows, igniting the crowd as the intense first round comes to a close. In the next round, weapons are permitted, and John's opponent immediately grabs a steel rod. Despite taking hits, John holds his ground and ultimately overpowers his opponent using only his bare hands, earning a decisive victory. Back in the locker room, Reno gives him the prize money, but John chooses to share some of it with the injured fighter he replaced. A few days later, after his morning run, John was surprised to see Reno and Frankie waiting for him. Reno encouraged John to enter another fight, pointing out the money still on the table. After some thought, John agreed. To make training and fighting easier, Reno even invited him to move in. Before the next match, they met with Deacon, the referee, at a restaurant to discuss the fight's conditions. During their talk, Reno confessed he was bankrupt and couldn't afford to place a big bet. Another obstacle was John's unresolved parole status, but after a tense discussion, he convinced Deacon to let him fight. Desperate for funds, Reno pawned a prized heirloom ring from his father, a legendary fighter, as collateral for the match. Later, Reno brought John to meet a man named Nestor. But things took a dark turn when Nestor, furious over unpaid debts, ordered his men to kill Reno. John quickly stepped in, stopping Nestor's men before they could act. He boldly offered a deal. If he won a fight, Nestor would let Reno go. If he lost, he would take on Reno's debt himself. Nestor accepted, and the 10-minute $10,000 match began. John dominated the fight, delivering brutal blows that left his opponent unable to continue. His opponent was quickly knocked out, securing John's victory. He and Reno left the area immediately. On the way home, John received a call from Veronica. Her daughter Sarah had collapsed and was rushed to the hospital. At Sarah's bedside, John grew anxious seeing the frail girl, and he vowed to do whatever it took to get her the surgery she needed. Later, after leaving the room, he accidentally overheard a conversation between Reno and Frankie in the living room. Frankie confronted Reno, accusing him of using John to settle his debts, but Reno denied it, claiming John was just an ex-con and not as noble as Frankie believed. He even suggested Frankie had feelings for John. Their argument was cut short when John unexpectedly entered the room. That night, as John got ready for another fight, Reno apologized for what he had said.
Hey, look, John, about last night.
Forget about it.
Despite winning match after match, John still hadn't earned enough to qualify for a shot at the reigning champion. As John's reputation grew, fear spread among other fighters, leading to multiple canceled matches. Reno, unfazed, assured John he'd find someone willing to face him. One evening at the bar, John spotted two men watching him from a car. They were bodyguards of Veltz, a mob boss Reno owed money to. While Reno was off gambling, Veltz's men confronted him, and Reno desperately pleaded for more time. They gave him 1 week to repay the debt, or Frankie would suffer the consequences. That night, John faced a fierce Mexican fighter in a brutal match. Despite the challenge, he emerged victorious with an impressive performance. Afterward, he, Reno, and Frankie went to a bar to celebrate. Over drinks, John questioned why Reno hadn't planned his fights more strategically. Reno explained that as John's fame grew, so did the betting stakes, leaving them no choice but to keep fighting to cover rising costs. Soon after, John got a call from Veronica and rushed to her house with Frankie. There, he found Veronica unconscious beside a letter revealing that Sarah's organ donation had been canceled, driving her to despair. Wasting no time, John took Veronica to the hospital. While waiting, he opened up to Frankie about why he chose to enter underground fights. All John ever wanted was to save the daughter of the man he had once accidentally killed. When he heard Veronica had regained consciousness, he rushed to see her and explained he was fighting to raise money for Sarah's surgery. Meanwhile, Reno went to reclaim his father's ring from the pawn shop, only to find it had already been sold for a higher price. Enraged but helpless, he realized it was too late to get it back. One night, John faced off against Nestor's men once more. Afterward, Reno and Nestor arranged a match with a $150,000 wager on each side. John requested that Nestor's men surrender, but Nestor refused, insisting the fight must go on. Concerned he might accidentally kill his opponent, John chose to quit, resulting in Nestor's victory. Meanwhile, Veltz's men found Reno and brutally beat him for delaying repayment. The next day, Veltz's men followed John again and forced him to come with them to a lavish house. There, John met Veltz, who revealed himself as the father-in-law of John's boss at the construction site. Grateful for John saving his son-in-law during a heart attack, Veltz promised to grant him any request. John made two demands. 1. $150,000 for Sarah's heart surgery. 2. That Veltz pay off all of Reno's debts. However, Veltz agreed to fulfill only one request, leaving the decision to John. John chose to clear Reno's debts. After the meeting, John decided to part ways with Reno and Frankie, intending to leave Reno's house. Reno, grateful for John's help, thanked him for freeing him from the burden of his debts. Soon after, Reno received a call about a bet placed for John to fight the reigning champion Sharp. That night, John entered the arena to face the formidable opponent. As the match began, John raised his hand and the crowd erupted in applause, music filling the air.
You gotta go at him! Go at
Meanwhile, Veronica rushed through the hospital, discovering that Sarah's surgery fees had been paid. John soon arrived to offer his support, and Veronica, deeply grateful, thanked him. Later, Reno and Frankie joined them, and John returned the rings he had bought from the pawn shop. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the next video.